Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here, and it's Casing Tuesday day. We'll get into that in just a moment. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about what's going to happen this week in the Stampin' Up! World. We are starting the holiday catalog. Starts tomorrow. And so for those of you who are not in the know, this is the holiday catalog. And it's, I don't know how many pages it is. It's about 80 pages. And this catalog is a fabulous catalog because it's got all of our upcoming holiday products in it, whether you're looking for Halloween, fall, Christmas, New Year's Eve, and just a lot of holiday stuff will be in this catalog. And we are also, we'll be starting tomorrow, will be a designer series paper. I don't think it's really a sale. It's just new designer series paper that they are releasing. This paper was supposed to be part of a celebration, but they decided not to continue on having second celebrations in the summer months. So the paper was already produced, and it's beautiful, gorgeous paper, and that will also be released starting tomorrow. I do not have any of that paper yet because even as demonstrators, we just know about the paper. We haven't been able to order it yet, but it's gorgeous paper, and that will be released tomorrow as well. So we have a lot of things going up on the Stampin' Up! World this week. And I will be switching my focus to the holiday catalog products. So since this is just a day before the catalog actually goes live, I decided to start switching over to showcasing some products out of the catalog. And on Friday, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing Halloween projects. I'll see if I can also do fall, and do a sample that's fall-like in case I know some people don't celebrate Halloween or just don't have an occasion to use Halloween stuff, but I'll try and do like a fall sample that you can use instead. So in case you don't do that, we can just kind of, I can showcase something else you can do with those same products so that you can have fun along with me and not have 2 weeks where you're just like, oh, I don't even do Halloween. I think for me personally, I love all holidays because I love celebrating fun stuff and happy things, and Halloween to me is just a fun, happy holiday where kids get to dress up and be someone else for a little bit and have fun celebrating with candy. It doesn't have to be all about candy either, but candy can be a fun part of it. So I'm kind of looking forward to sharing some projects with you on that front. And I'll, of course, be using all new product that's available to order. So if you want to, we have such a short window with Halloween products because so if you're wanting to get products for Halloween, I would put them on the list right now to get within the first half of September, because ordering in the first half of September, you're going to get it in the second half of September, and then you'll have all the month of October to create and get ready, because it's such a short window. And the problem also with these products is Halloween products tend not to carry over into new catalogs. So once they're gone, they tend to be gone. And if they sell out before their time and it's not in the first week, Stampin' Up! Doesn't have a lot of time to get those products back in. So sometimes, like especially if it's a die or a punch, they're just gone. So that's why I encourage you to order Halloween products. Or today I'm using the Pick of the Patch bundle. So this is a great bundle because it's dual purpose. It can be used for Halloween, or it can be used for fall. It can be also used for Thanksgiving. So I love this. I love punch bundles because they're usually fun and easy to use. You can use them with kids, and so this is the bundle I'm using today. I love that it has multiple purposes to it. Hello everyone. Good morning, Marty. Hello, Janine. And hello, Mary. Good morning to all of you. So that's what's happening with Stampin' Up! This week. And now let's talk about Casing Tuesday. And for those of you who don't know, Casing Tuesday is this thing that I started with a team member many years ago, where we would copy cards out of the catalog. And she started originally just copying them exactly, but then I jumped in and I had to change everything around. When I jumped in, we changed it so that you could copy exactly, or you could change something. So most of the time now we change things, and there's a group of us who does this now over on our Facebook page, and you can go and you can see how everyone has transitioned the card. So let me show you what the card is today. Here is the card. It's got a kind of a stretched hexagon, and that's kind of the focal point layer. And you can do a lot of different things with that. Say you don't have that particular die, or you don't want to cut that particular shape, just use a rectangle there instead, or another shape, another elongated shape. You can just switch it out. You don't have to use the exact same shapes that we're using. Just have fun with it. And yes, you can move around layers to make your card work better. This is the starting point of your card. And to help with that, we always create a sketch. Oops. Here's the sketch. You can use this to help you design your card. But I'll tell you, I sometimes change things around a little bit, like that 2.5 by 5.5 background layer. I changed it to 2 inches by 5.5. So you can take liberties with these dimensions. These are just a starting point to help you figure out the dimensions of the pieces of the card. So it's nothing is carved in stone here. This is a creative challenge. And then if you like to play along, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and post your card over there, or at least go have a look at our cards and see what you think. And every week we have people playing along with us, and it's just a really fun challenge. Hello, Zana. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. Nice to have you here. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to show you my card, and then I'm going to make it. So let me pop over to my other camera. And this is my card for the day. It is using the Pick of the Patch bundle. And I didn't actually use the punch on here, but I will be using the punch probably on Friday. So I wanted you to make sure you knew that it had a punch. So I will be right now, the way Stampin' Up! Does its links to the store, I can't add the links to these products in my supply list right now because I don't know what the actual link will be even tomorrow. We can't, because they use words now, and we're not sure how long the words are. When they used to use item numbers, we could do them in advance. So tomorrow I'll edit my supply list, and then I'll be able to tell you exactly, or there'll be clickable links. But this is the Pick of the Patch bundle, and you can just look that up. Actually, you know what? I will give you the item number for that. You know what? I do have it in the background. I put it in the description of my video. Oh, you know what? I didn't even hit send on my blog post. I can do that right now. That's so funny. Sometimes I'll get everything ready and then I will forget to publish my blog post. So I'm going to publish that right now. So now my link should work over to my blog post. And so the item number for the Pick of the Patch bundle is 162201. And I'm also using this paper called Them Bones. And I love this paper because some of this paper, like this backside, is not really Halloweenish, and neither is this one. It's got fall colors. So some of these papers, even though on the one side, you know, you've got bats, but on the back side, you've got purple stripes. This one's kind of cool. It's got little black cats on one side, and on the other side, it has like a scene. This one does have bones on it, and then skeletons on the other side. But some of these papers can be used in other ways besides just Halloween. And so I don't know if I mentioned that number. That Them Bones Designer Series paper is 162215. And those will be available starting tomorrow, and I will update my supply list. Then once I know the actual links, what the actual links will be to the store. Right now, even if I had the links, they wouldn't work. So when you buy Pick of the Patch stamp set and the punch together, you save 10% over buying them separately. And then I'm using, this is the Nested Essentials dies. This is the one that I'm using for this shape right here. And then I'm using the Happy Labels Pick a Punch for right here. If you don't have these, like say you're starting out, then just use rectangles. You know, everyone has to start somewhere. So, you know, you can't buy everything all at once unless you have the means to do so. And when I started, I bought things gradually. So you can't have everything all at once. So just gradually get the things that you need. Get the bundle, get some ink pads, maybe get the paper, and that will serve you, paper and cardstock, and that will serve you really well. Okay, so I'm going to make this card. I'm going to show you how. Let's start off with our card base, which I've stuck underneath here. And our cardstock comes in 8.5 by 11, and I cut that piece of paper in half, or cardstock, and to measure 11 by 4 1/4, and then I scored it in half at the 5.5 inch mark, and then I folded it, and that will be our card base, the half sheet of cardstock, and then it's folded in half. So now I've got about 1/4 sheet to work with as my card front. So we're also cut a piece of Designer Series paper, which I don't know where it went. I didn't cut it. So let's go grab my trimmer. You know when you swear that you've done something and then you really didn't do it? Here is our trimmer. So I'm just gonna pop this piece in. I cut this piece earlier, so it's 12 by 12, so I cut a 2-inch strip. So now I just need to cut this down to 5.5. So it's 2 by 5.5. And then I have a little leftover piece for later. And we will just stick this or glue this over on the one side of the cardstock. And I'm using Tombow glue, my favorite adhesive. And I will just pop this down here. This is about, I would say, maybe 1/4 inch to 3/8 of an inch from the side right here. Okay, so then I'm going to use my mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. Let's open it up. And the mini comes with plates, all of these plates right here. So my mini is very tight. So if I use my number 1 plate, it is too tight. So if that happens with you, if you're trying to do, the normal sandwich is the number 1 plate and then the 2 clear plates. But my sandwich doesn't work very well like that. So using the number 3 plate is it's a little thinner. And so it makes things run through a little easier. So we'll start with a number 3 plate on my machine and a number 2 plate. And we're gonna grab, this is the largest Nested Essentials, And I've got a little scrap piece. This is a 5x3 piece of basic white. And we'll just put this through here. So running it through. You can see my handle here, just cranking it through. And here we go. Here is our shape. And throw that away. And then we'll just stick this aside. And I'm going to show you how I do the stamping. So I've got 4 colors. Let's just open them up. This one's Cajun Craze. Then I've got Calypso Coral. I'm doing a bunch of orange colors. And then Pumpkin Pie. And then finally, this is one of our new in colors. This is Wild Wheat. It's kind of like a golden color, a yellowy, almost like a yellowy green color. So then we've got our different sizes of pumpkins, and I put them on different blocks. So this is a C block, a B, and a B. And then I also have this little stem. So I'm gonna move this up just a teeny tiny bit so it all fits on the screen here. Okay, so now down at the bottom, we're gonna start off with the biggest pumpkin. And this is going to be in Cajun Craze. If you're stamping for the first time, grab yourself a piece of paper and test it out. See, look, there is something that fell on, I don't know if you can see it, there's something that fell on my thing overnight. You can see now it's created a weird spot. So I can take, I'm going to clean this off, and we're going to do this again. So sometimes it's good just to test out your stamps, make sure they are stamping fine. So let's grab this and ink it up, and we're going to stamp this pretty close to the bottom because we have to stack 4 on top of each other. Okay, so number 1. I'm going to give this a clean off the side just to make sure it didn't pick up anything. This one is Calypso Coral. It's the next size up. We'll just kind of nest that right on top of there. Okay, and then I'm going to also clean this one off. Now I'm paranoid. Whoops. Okay. Pumpkin Pie. This one is, if you have to pick one that's the closest to a true orange or pumpkin, you can bet Pumpkin Pie is what its namesake is. It really is a good orange, but it's nice to have the different colors. So we're just stacking these up, and then we're going to take this elongated pumpkin and pop it right up at the top in Wild Wheat. And then we'll come back with a little stem, and I'm just going to use Cajun Craze and just add that one right to the top. So now I've got a cute little stack of pumpkins. And we are going to close up all of these ink pads because I'm done with them except for Cajun Craze. And when you have open ink pads, the tendency is to stick your fingers in them or drop something in them, and you don't want to do that once you've got your project underway. So I've got this piece, and we're going to bring it over here, and let's just glue it down to our I'm going to do about centered from top to bottom, and maybe about 1/4 of an inch, or about the same on either side right here. And then just put that down like that. Okay, so now we need like a little greeting to come across, just like there was on the original card. So I'm going to take a piece of cardstock, and this one is 2.5 by 3/4 of an inch. I'm gonna grab my Happy Labels Pick a Punch, and this is gonna be a little bit tricky because it's a short piece, so I'm gonna feed this in and try and get it kind of stuck in between those, the 3/4 inch width right there, and then give it a punch. I'm gonna grab it, flip it over. I'm gonna try this one more time. There's just enough room to like still get it on there. 2.5 inches is probably about as short as you want to go if you're punching both ends. And then give it another punch and then lift it up. I'm gonna have to pull it out there. And that will just give it a nice little edge. And then we'll come in with our greening and the Cajun Craze ink. And this says, you're the pick of the patch. So if that's not the greeting you want, we've got Happy Halloween, a Harvest of Blessings, Cutie Pie, thanks so much. And you can adjust the length of this too if you want to be like longer. If you're gonna do shorter, then you might want to just punch one end, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna almost be too short to fit in the punch. So you could start off with a 2.5 inch piece, punch one end, and then cut a straight cut to make it a little bit shorter. So I'm just gonna grab that and we'll just angle this on here. Give it a little step. Put the ink pad away before my fingers are in it. Okay, so I have got my dimensional sheet, and I've used up all the functional dimensionals on this sheet. So what I do at that point is I start to bite into the edge and I get all of those rest of the dimensionals up. So I use up the whole entire sheet. So I'm just gonna grab 2 sets of 3. And we'll just add these to the back of here. You could go longer as well. This is just gonna help lift this up. These are little sticky adhesive foam. So then I'm just gonna put this just a little bit off the paper, and I'm gonna put it in between the first and second pumpkin coming from the top. That way it doesn't cover up any one pumpkin too much, and you can still see the colors underneath, right? And then I tied myself a little linen thread bow. Linen thread, okay, but between the essentials, Baker's Twines, which has the white, the black, and the grays, and the tans, this one, those and this one, these are my favorite to add to a card because they don't take over the card. This is just teeny tiny, and it just adds just a little bit of something to your card without taking it over. It's not too big. And I'm going to just use a dot of glue right there, and I'm just going to hold for a second. This glue is going to stick to the fibers of the twine and adhere to it. I only use glue for twine. I wouldn't use it for regular ribbon because it doesn't do too well with regular ribbon. But with twine and the little tiny fibers, it really does stick well. Okay, just one more thing. We're gonna grab some of these brushed metallic adhesive dots, and I've been trying to use up the ones. I don't know why I need to use these up evenly. I don't know if it's one of those things where your brain likes to do that, but so I'm just going to start picking off the ones I have the most of. So I'm gonna grab one of these, and look, there's a golden one, so we'll stick one there, and then hey, let's grab this one. This one's the next one, and we'll stick that up there. And it really doesn't matter because all 3 of these colors will look good on this card. So you can use the different sizes and just have fun. I usually put 3 on a card because that's a nice number. 3's it doesn't overwhelm the card. And you know the thing about the rule about 3's, I don't know why that works with our human sensibilities, but in decorating they use that a lot, and that just kind of completes the card. That's all there is to it. I love how stamping really makes it easy for us to create cards quickly, right? It's just really easy to get them done nice and quick. So what do you think of those? Do you like the colors that I use, the different colors of orange? Should I have used a different color other than wild wheat up at the top? Should I have gone with, I don't know, I was debating. I could have gone more yellowish. I could have used like Daffodil Delight, or maybe Crushed Curry would have looked nice as well at the top. But I wanted to throw in a new in color. And I know some of our pumpkins do kind of have that golden color to it too. So I thought that was kind of a fun color to have up at the top, kind of going from dark all the way up to a little bit lighter. So that is my card for today. I hope you liked that. I'm coming back over to you. I need to mention today that I also have a host code going. Have a host code. Where did it go? Here it is. There is my host code for September. So if you use that and spend $50, you will be getting a package of the Faceted Gems Trio Pack, and that will be available starting, well, these will be available starting tomorrow. So, but don't order them on your order. If you're spending $50, these will be mailed to you in October. I'm collecting all the orders in September, and then I will put in the order in October. So if you're planning on purchasing anything, this bundle is available for sale tomorrow, as well as the paper I used, and you can start buying that tomorrow. And if you use that host code, then you can get a gift if you spend $50 with me. All right, I'm gonna pop those away, and I'm gonna say hello to everyone that's here. I already said hello to some of you. Nalita says she likes my card better. Well, thank you. That's awesome. You know what? Every card, I love how there's so many different styles in the catalog, so that you can see different styles and choose what you like to make. You know, we're not all alike, right? Ellie says, good morning from Connecticut. She says she loves this card in the bundle. Zana says, can always make own shape like this from rectangular shape. True. Yes, you absolutely can. Some people might find that frustrating to do if you're like a perfectionist and you want all the sides to be equal. But yeah, you can improvise. This is not a challenge that says you must use this die. This is a challenge that says, here is our starting point, and here you choose what you do with it. There's been times when I've had a really, really difficult layout, or there's been times when the layout where I start from ends up being vastly different than the original card. And that's only happened a few times. And that's okay too, because, you know, sometimes it's about the process, and it's not so much about trying to conform or anything. This is supposed to be a creative exercise that's good for beginners because we give you help, and it's also good for people that have been stamping for a long time, like myself. So yeah, absolutely. Zana, if you want to post your card, I would love to see what you do with your shape if you change it out at all. Ellie says, this instruction is priceless. Aw, thank you. And thank you for sharing, Zana. Deborah says, love these rich colors together. Thank you. Zana said, if smaller, could use sticky note to hold it in place to punch. Yes, that's true. And Zana is talking about the Happy Labels punch. I do feel though with this particular punch that might still be kind of difficult, because it uses these guides. So that's probably one where I might not necessarily recommend the post-it note, like, because post-it notes can allow you to reach, like, with this, let's say you stamp the pumpkin and you wanted to punch this out, and you had the pumpkin stamped on a smaller square, and now you don't have the extra cardstock to reach into the punch and center it. Using a post-it note there is an excellent idea, and it can allow you to reach. But this one, you'd probably have to cut your post-it note 3/4 of an inch or smaller, or 3/4 of an inch wide, attached exactly to your longer piece so that it would still give you the guide. So I could see how you could do it. It's just not probably as easy to do with this particular punch. But good idea, Zana. I think you've probably been stamping for a while and you have lots of good tips for us. Thank you. Let's see. Janine said, I'm so happy we're moving into fall designs and colors. Fall is my happy time. Mine too. I really like fall. I like the fall colors. I like fall clothing. I do like wearing long sleeves rather than short sleeves, and I don't know why that is. It's just I don't think I'm much of a summer person or a beach person. I like, I don't know. I'm more like, let's go hiking a person than I am let's go sit on the beach. Although I do like walking on the beach, so I just can't sit. I'm not a good sitter, or sitting in the sun. Can't read a book in the sun because it's too bright. Sunshine and sitting for too long is not for me. So yeah, fall is awesome. And I digress all the time, don't I? All right. Zana says, cute card. Definitely love this. Thank you so much. Marty says she loves the colors, and Zana says loves this so much again. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. So tomorrow's the start of the new holiday catalog. And we also have some new designer series paper. So check that out tomorrow. And I hope I'm going to actually delay sending out my blog post via email until tomorrow so that I can update my supply list, because I don't like it when if you want to see something in the catalog you don't have a clickable link. So I'm going to go back in and update my supply list tomorrow so that they all become clickable links. All right, have a great week, and I hope to see some of you Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my YouTube channel, and I will be doing a 3D project on Friday. It will be Halloween fall related. All right, have a great week until then, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.